Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Sagar.
Good morning, everyone.
Okay, let's get started. Okay, anyone attending today as a first class?
Yes, this is our first class.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is first class.
Sure. I'll come back to the course information at the end of the class. For if anyone who has not joined our WhatsApp group, you can join using this particular link. We'll be getting for next 5 days, whatever the demo classes are there, you'll be able to get directly from our WhatsApp group, or else you can go and access our website also. There will be 5 free sessions, ksrdatavision.com. You can go and access that also. I'll show at the end of the class how to go and access using website. But for next 5 classes, whatever the demo classes will be there, for that link will be shared in our WhatsApp. Now, what's about this particular course is, it's completely end-to-end Snowflake Data Engineer course with multi-cloud, where we'll be learning most of the things with respect to Azure and AWS. Detailed course related to Snowflake, give me some time, I'll explain you. But coming to my introduction, myself is Shiv Sagar. I have around 8+ years of experience in IT. In cloud, I've been nearly now around 6 years. I've worked more than 20+ projects. I worked with across different platforms, like I worked on Azure, AWS. Mainly I worked on Snowflake. Databricks are main cloud technologies which I have hands on. Along with that, I also worked on DBT and Matillion. Currently, I'm working as a data consultant in one of the reputed MNC. I'm working for JP Morgan as a client. And for past more than 1+ years, I've been working in KSR as a mentor. And I'll be the one who will be taking whole course for you. This is a short introduction about myself. Going forward, whatever with my experience and all, whatever things I have faced, everything, I'll be sharing more about that. But it's a very short introduction about myself. That being said, what is today's agenda? Now, today we'll be getting started with Snowflake. We'll understand what is Snowflake, why we need Snowflake, how usually projects are built on Snowflake, and what is a tool called DBT, why we use DBT, and how we can integrate our Snowflake with different projects like Azure, AWS, Matillion. These are the tools which are widely used that is integrated with Snowflake. We'll have that high idea, and at end of today's class, we'll create our Snowflake account so that we can get started directly. Whatever the practical part of Snowflake is there, that we can get started. Now, before getting started into Snowflake, I have one use case. Now, just a minute. Okay. Now, we all know that we have Big Billion Days and Flipkart sales. Do you guys purchase anything using Big Billion Day, Flipkart Day? You'll wait for that to purchase something every year? Yes?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Sagar. Yes, we will wait like for some times like, for the offer and all.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you,
Yes,
Sagar.
Sagar, we are.
Yes, we are able to hear you.
Okay, sorry, I was not able to hear you guys. But whatever I was talking from past 5 minutes, were you able to hear me?
Yes, we can able to hear
Yes.
you.
Okay,
Yes,
sure.
yes.
Thank you. So I was asking, like, whenever we have a Big Billion Day sale or Flipkart sales, we usually wait for our festival seasons to buy something, expensive items. So there, now, whenever a particular company, let's take an Amazon, if they are going and selling something to the customer, they know that a lot of consumers will be coming during this festival season. Now, earlier days, let's consider when there was no cloud or nothing. each and everything was hosted on something called as on-prem version. Now, Amazon is trying to come up with this big billion day and they are hosting on-prem. Now, what all things they have to take care so that the sale is effective and there is no issues that customers face whenever they go and access through their applications or websites or anything. They should not face any issues. First and foremost, what they have to do whenever they go with on-prem is they require something called as a greater capital investment or an upfront cost. Now, why they required is to go and build their servers. Now, anything that you work with data that has to be stored into something called as a servers that need some power, those all things will be give whatever the things that is required to run, we get it from the servers. They need to go and set up this. Now, if I need to go and set up each and everything into my server, I need a particular place where I can host this particular server. I need to build an infrastructure. For that, I required something called the upfront cost. Now, as soon as I got the upfront cost, I'm setting this all things. Next thing which I required is IT infrastructure management, because those are the people who are responsible for managing these all things. Now I need to scale my particular servers. I need a help of IT infrastructure support team. I need to maintain this. I need, if there are any issues that are going, they need to come and fix those issues. And that's the reason your initial cost and to set up these things, the time is also taken more because they have to come, they have to set up this all. Maybe they have to plan this, because for now they consider that 3 million people can come and access my particular website. I should make sure that I'll take 10% of buffer so that any people can come and access my particular servers or any particular websites. They should not face any issues. So they have to take care of that. Now they have one more issue, that if there is anything with respect to data, they have to make sure that that particular data is not lost, because if anything that sale has to come, if that particular information of sales are there in website or application, then only will be able to go and purchase those things. So they need to make sure that a backup for this particular whatever data servers is there. Again, a little bit cost will increase, and whenever this happens, a lot of issues will happen. Okay, now larger capital expenditure, there is no future proof. For example, now I built my particular servers for 3 million people. Now suddenly 5 million people comes to my website, what will happen?
Server will crash.
Yeah. Now, if you guys remember, IRT, your railway, whatever the website is there you will go and book your particular tickets. And if you are missed and you are trying to book through Tatkal, as soon as you go, there will be always something called a server issue, because a lot of people try to go and access and will not be able to get those. Now, as my Amazon sales want to go effectively, if they need to come and increase this per servers, it will be not so easy, because they need to come plan everything. They will at least take 1 week, since it is everything in their hand. They have to build this, and at the end they will lose lot of business. They will not able to get that effective sale that what is required. And if the same thing happens, instead of 3 million they build for 3 million, only 1 million people comes, will the company will be in profit? No, because they have put a lot of infrastructure cost. Now they were not able to achieve what they were wanted to. Now there will be always this particular issue whenever I come and use something called as my on-prem. And since that particular servers, everything is there inside one particular building, the network speed, everything will be with respect to this building, and we will not be able to work remotely. Whatever the things are there, we have to work under that particular infrastructure. Again, maintenance cost is there. There is a lot of issues here. Now, as a company, if I face this much number of issues, it's much more headache for me. My main aim is to only go and sell as many as products that I can using some sales. For that, what all things I need to do? first and foremost, I need to eliminate this capital expenditure because I don't want unnecessary headache. My main aim is to increase my business. I need to come and eliminate my capital expenditure. Now, I don't want this particular infrastructure people again and again. I just need to reduce this. Now, I need to make sure that I have a proper cloud-based application where I can directly go and host everything. Affordability should be there. I need to decrease as much as I cost I can, and I have an opportunity to go and work remotely. I can access, and all these things can be done using cloud. Now, what happens? Cloud will eliminate most of your on-prem issues, and it will offer something called as a monthly based billing, or it will offer something called as a scaling up or scaling factor. Now you have 3 million people, you wanted 3 million. I can go and request, they will give for 3 million. Now I see that not much people are coming. I'll say reduce it to 1 million people. They can reduce that infrastructure, whatever the virtual machines, whatever the data servers required for that to 1 million people. If the suddenly 5 million people come, they can increase in a click. We no need to worry. We just need to work with our cloud, and we can go and work anywhere, anytime, we can go and connect to that particular network. And based on that, a lot of tools have come. Since now cloud has made your work much more easier, a lot of companies are trying to move from on-prem systems to cloud. And there is always one concern with cost. I agree, but if you have used your cloud effectively, if you know how to use the cloud effectively, always the upfront cost is removed, and we can work tension free in cloud when compared to that of on-prem. That's the reason a lot of companies are moving to cloud. Now, inside cloud, there are usually three market. In market, there are three different clouds, that is AWS, Azure, and GCP. These are the three clouds that give all this particular, whatever you require network, whatever you require virtual machines, data servers, whatever the things are required. These are the cloud that are mostly 95% of the market has been captured by these particular clouds, and they offer this particular services. Now we will be going and learning these two particular services and all, what all required for you as a data engineer. We'll be going and learning. But how this particular servers, everything is hosted, where they will go and host, that I'll be showing with respect to something called as Azure. Now, if you come and see, if you go and search something called a virtual data centers Azure, you'll be able to go and access this particular data centers. Now, inside a globe, there are a lot of data centers that are having. For example, if you come Azure data centers, now these are across all the globes. These are the data centers that are there that will be hosted by that particular cloud, where we will be not having access to this. This will be a private particular location where they host each and everything, all the servers, virtual machines, whatever required for a consumer, they are hosting here, and they are going to rent that particular place whenever you go and buy any of the cloud applications or any of the cloud services you go and use. They are going and allocating that particular space for you. For example, I'll take one particular data center. It is how it is going to look like. I have taken this, and if I come and enter the lobby, it will be inside lobby like this. All things, whatever the things we have inside that particular data center, we'll just get a visual idea of that. But our main aim is there is something called as a data centers. Let me go and see the next room, operation room. Let me show. I don't want an operation room. I want to show you something called a server rooms. Now, this is how whatever the servers I was talking, that particular server rooms are being hosted by under this place by this particular cloud. Now, whenever I want to go and access something called as particular servers, I'll come and give that particular servers. I'll be able to get that particular server. Now, when I go and buy anything in my cloud, I say I need something virtual machines. They are going to give this particular space as a rent for you, and you will be able to see. Now you will be having a lot of server blades like this. Now, whatever the storage you are keeping based on your requirement, they are going and they will give that particular plates for you, whatever the storage is, how much storage you have. Now you record 1 TB of data, I'll allocate a space for you. Now whatever the things are there, it has been rented out for you and you will be using. Now one more disadvantage is you no need to go and worry of taking a backup. There will be something called as a availability zone. Now every particular data region will be having three availability zone where they automatically go and take that backup. For any of the reason this particular server goes down, they will connect to that particular server and you will be able to get our application running up to the point. These all things are taken care by cloud. That's the reason most of the companies are trying to make use of cloud and they are effectively running their business. Till now, any doubts? We good till now?
Yes, Sagar, we are good.
Okay, thank you. Now, since this was all about on-prem and cloud, now we know that there was issues with on-prem. We are moving to cloud, but how you move all the data from your on-prem to cloud? Earlier, the business all hosted still on the on-prem. They're still trying to move to cloud. To move from on-prem to cloud, we use something called as ETL process or ELT process. Now, what is this process? Now, this is a process where a particular data engineer come into the picture. They are responsible for bringing this particular data from different location. I said on-prem servers, that might be your database, or it might be some of the server where data is stored, or it might be any other source. It might be coming from your API, it might be coming from your website, it might be in Salesforce, it might be in the form of CSV, Parquet. A lot of data might be there. Mainly your data engineer comes here. They have to extract all the data. Maybe your data is not as good as at the source. I need to go and transform that particular data and I'll be loading that particular data into cloud. Now, cloud applications, there are many applications. One of the applications is you can go and load that particular data in AWS Azure, where we have a particular data storage system. Or else I can go and load that particular data into my Snowflake, Databricks. These are one of the cloud, or Redshift inside our AWS. We have Synapse in our particular Azure. And also there is something called the Microsoft Fabric, which they have come up in recently. We can make use of all these cloud-based applications where we can go and load our data for further data analysis. But one of the issue with this is, again, earlier we used to follow this ETL process, but it comes with some of the limitations. Now, this particular ETL process is required by some external tools we are using to bring that data. Now, that tool can be in anything, can be SSIS. These were the earlier tools, or Informatica, Teradata. These are some of the on-prem tools which we're using, or inside cloud, we might be using ADF, we might be using AWS Glue, Matillion. These all are the extraction tools or Python, which we bring that particular data and we are transforming that particular data. But what happens is, since we are transforming data, we are making use of something called the UI based tool. And when we try to transform anything, if there is sudden jump of data, the scalability factor will become very headache for us, because these are the traditional pipelines. They often break. There will be a limitation for this particular pipelines. Whatever the pipeline you build under this particular applications, they cannot handle certain amount of data, huge amount of data after certain limit. So there will be limitations for this. A very big headache is scalability. The next is, since we are bringing this particular data, as a pipeline grows, we need to go and maintain this particular pipeline. We need to debug. We need to make sure that this pipeline is working correctly, because if there is any issues with this particular pipeline, your whole data engineer projects will be hampered. So for that, we have to again hire some people to maintain this particular pipeline. And a lot of particular ETL tools, earlier traditional ETL tools, don't have this collaborative workspace where they have to come work. The integration with Git is very bad. A lot of headaches was there earlier, so that workability is not there, and we will be having a lot of issues. So that's the reason, whenever you come with something called as a cloud-based data engineering projects, there is something called as ELT process. Now, what does this ELT stands for? Now, I am not going to transform anything on the go. My main aim is to I have a lot of particular data across different platforms. I just need to extract that data and I load that particular data into cloud-based application. That can be anything: Snowflake, Databricks, BigQuery, AWS Redshift, or it can be your any cloud storage services in Azure, GCP, or AWS. First, I will load that particular data. Once my data is there in one particular location, now I'll make use of certain tools that can go and do transformation using Snowflake directly, because all the data is there in one particular repository now. I no need to worry about 10 different sources that are coming, because I've extracted that particular data and have loaded. For extracting and loading in cloud, mainly ADF tool or Matillion tool or Phytron tool. These are some of the tools that we are using. Or you can use AWS Glue also, one of the glue where we can extract all the data from different sources and load that data into my Snowflake. Now, once I have data into my Snowflake, I'll make use of my SQL based coding. Or if you want to go with Python, I'll make something called a Snowpark inside my Snowflake. Now, I don't want to use this much a huge heavy coding and all. I use one of the tool on top of my Snowflake called DBT, which is a low code platform. Automatically, I can write small SQL based modular code. It will go and execute inside my Snowflake and do my transformations. As soon as I do my transformations, I'll be keeping that my particular transformation into another particular database or anything. Since we have stored here, your n number of team can go and access to your Snowflake or Databricks. I'll be able to get that particular data and I can effectively use now. Now, what happens? Since these are the cloud-based tools, you no need to worry about the scalability factor. Automatically, the scalability factor will be reduced. We have simplicity since we are just extracting the data and loading the data. There is no transformation involved there. So a labor will also be reduced drastically because they are not going and seeing that transformations there. We have a flexibility. We can go now. We are going, if we come and keep that particular data in one of the clouds like storage, I can go and access from Snowflake also. I can do transformation. No, tomorrow I need to go and work with Databricks. I can directly go and connect to this particular storages and all. All things will be eliminated. Again, cost effective. Since we are not maintaining these other traditional tools so much, I no need to worry about that. It will be much more efficient in cloud, because whatever you use in cloud, you will be only going and paying for that particular cloud. And also due to this particular ELT process, I can implement something called streaming kind of data. Continuously data is coming, no worry. It is much more easy to integrate with respect to my ELT process. And as I said, it goes very well with your cloud. So advantage is less number of headache. I can go and work effectively on my particular project. That's the reason most of your projects on cloud will follow ELT process. Now, earlier we used to follow this ETL process. Now we are following something called the ELT process. The only thing that differ from these two processes are, first we go and load, and then we are going and doing transformation. Whereas earlier we used to transform and load. A lot of headaches were there. Any doubt between this ELT and ETL process? Yeah.
Earlier the tools used to detect and unblock.
Sorry, I was not able to hear you. Can you please talk a bit louder?
No, earlier it used to the tools used to transform themselves and
Yep.
it used to load, right?
Yep.
Now it is first loading and then transforming, and
Yep.
this both the things will be done by the Snowflake, or how it is. Then we are separately other tool we are loading to the cloud, and then Snowflake will do, and then in the Snowflake also you are using SQL or DBT
Okay.
tool.
Give me 5-10 minutes time. I'll show you the project, how it looks like. You'll get more idea. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, one more thing, sir. What is the duration of this course?
Give me some time. I'll be explaining. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Fine. Now, fine. These all things are fine, but we need to understand one last thing before going into actually Snowflake. There are 3 types of services offered by cloud. Okay. Usually what? SAS, PAS, and IaaS. what is this particular services? What are the software as a service, platform as a service, or infrastructure as a service? I will take one particular example. Now, you have your own car. Let's say you are driving from Bangalore to Chennai. You want to go from Bangalore to Chennai. You have your own car. What all things you have to take care? If I need to travel from
Vehicle
Bangalore to Chennai.
condition,
Yep. Vehicle
travel,
condition.
vehicle condition,
Fuel.
petrol, and this other insurance that
Road taxes.
Yep. Yep. A lot of things we have to take care. We have, yep. Yep. Yep.
just travel something.
Yeah, exactly. So we are responsible for end-to-end maintenance, upgrade of our particular vehicle. I need to go and take services. All things is in our hand. We have to put a petrol. We have to give a toll. Whatever things are there, each and everything is there in our hand. And if there is any something while riding, if there is a breakdown of car, that things also needed to be taken care by us. Now, these kind of systems are called the on-prem system, where we used to go and maintain everything by us. Now, earlier in Bangalore, there was something called a Zoom car. Do you guys know this? Do you guys know about this particular company?
Yes.
What they do?
They will rent out for on a day basis or like weekly basis like that.
Yeah. They used to rent. Now you don't need to go and buy any car. They used to just rent out a particular car. But if they rent out your car, you need to go from Bangalore to Chennai. What all things you have to take care?
We need to fill out the fuel, then documentation part they will only take care of it, like
Hmm?
license, anything.
Yeah. Now what happens? You don't own this car. Okay, that headache is not there. Only headache is you want to drive whenever you want. But if there is any particular issues whenever you're driving and all, you can go and connect always. But they will not come and help you. They say, okay, go and fix by yourself. If any amount is there, that we are coming and giving to you for fixing and all. But and again, headache is, see, you don't have that particular car, but again, you are maintaining each and everything. This comes as an infrastructure as a service, where they're renting you infrastructure, but again, you need to go and maintain all this particular infrastructure for your company. Then comes something called as a platform as a service. If the same thing, if I need to go with taxi, I no need to worry about my car breakdown or anything. Only thing I need to go is book my particular taxi from Bangalore to Chennai. I need to go and just do what, if anything on the go I'm saying, I can just communicate with my driver, or remove the AC, on the AC. If any breakdown is there, again, they are going to fix them by self. Everything is there. Only thing you will be moving from one particular place to another place. Again, it's something called as a platform as a service. But if you go and book something called as bus, or if you're going and booking something called as a airplane, all you have to do is pay as much your particular ticket is there. I no need to worry about anything. I just need to go and board. Each and everything they go and take care. Those kind of services are called SaaS. Now, what happens is, whenever you go and work on on-prem systems, you need to go and manage each and everything. Whereas infrastructure is where infrastructure as a service, where a cloud-based application is managing this particular infrastructure, that is your servers, network, everything. But you need to manage your application, your data, whatever the software updates are, everything is there. You need to go and do that. But there are something called a platform as a service, where even this something runtime, software upgrade, all these things, cloud will take care. But there is some limitation that you don't have what control over how much particular infrastructure is there. Again, I need to go and communicate with my particular any cloud, and then increase that particular based on my requirement. I'll be using this. But one thing comes now in cloud, where most of the company try to use is, I don't want headache of anything. Whatever the backend work is there, I don't want to worry. The only thing I need to worry is how to scale my business. At that time, something called a software as a service is coming into the picture, and your data bricks. You have a Databricks, you have a Fabric, you have a Snowflake, you have a DBT. These all are something called as a software as a service. Now, what happens here, software as a service is, They give a control what? Now you need only to work on 1 TB of data. How much power is required? You can go and only fetch those number of power to go and work on this. I need more data. I need to work. I need to increase my power. I can go and increase that power. Now everything is backend things is taken care by your cloud-based application. Only you worry is something called as a how to improve my business. That's the reason your Snowflake is having in demand, and even the Databricks is having demand because I have eliminated everything in the backend. Now, whatever the infrastructure, whatever the things I need to maintain, I don't want to have that headache. The admin part have drastically reduced now, and they give option where there are variety of features they go and give. Based on that, I can govern my particular data. I can implement my security features. I can make use of all that inbuilt feature. Now, since they are giving it as a software, they will be always now how your applications, anything that you are going and install, they will be always update on your particular application. In the same way, these are the software they are going and implementing new features. Now, if you want that particular feature, go and use that feature. And if you use that feature, you have to pay for that feature. In this way, now so all these particular cloud-based tools are in high demand because of the software as a service, and a lot of headache has been removed. Now, coming back to your particular Snowflake, it is completely a software as a service. You no need to worry about the backend part. All you will be working is what kind of virtual machines are required, how much power I required to run my business, how much data is required, that will be taken care by your Snowflake. Now I need to have that particular control where I need to know how to go and access for a particular team. They need to come and access only this particular data. Governance part I will give. No, I need to work on something called as a dashboard kind of a things. I'll give as a software as a service. I need to work on something called the data scientist kind of work in Snowflake. I'll give as a software as a service. All these features have been given by your Snowflake, and you'll be working on top of that particular applications. Any doubt in this? Have we got till now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now that is a high level introduction for your cloud and entering to cloud. Now we have entered into cloud. Now we are coming to Snowflake. But before coming into the Snowflake, you guys might have heard one word. Snowflake is a data warehouse, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now what is data warehouse?
Collection of data where it maintains the information about different subject entity which is for overlap and to take nations and
Okay. Okay. Now, if anyone comes and says Snowflake is a data warehouse, earlier it got started as a data warehouse, but it is no more data warehouse. Now, there are certain things you need to understand on Snowflake. Now, what is this data warehouse is? It is one of the centralized repository. Now, as I said, we are going and extracting the data. We are transforming or we are just loading the data. Now, to load that particular data, we require one particular repository. Now that repository is nothing but data warehouse. Now what does this data warehouse do is it mainly work with something called as structured data. What do you mean by structured data?
Normalized data where the redundancy and unwanted data will be removed and
They're in the form of tables.
Yeah, it is almost in the form of rows and columns. If we have, it is best way of using something called as a data warehouse where it can come and work on top of this particular data. But nowadays we know that there is no more structured data. There is something called as JSON data that is generated. Parquet is one of the data that is generated. XML is one of the data generated. ORC is one of the data generated. These Avro is one of the data that is generated. These are the different file formats that are generating, and we have images also that is being generated, videos are there that is being generated. Now these kind of data cannot go and work on my data warehouse. That's the reason there comes something called as data lake. Now what do you mean by this particular data lake? Now we all know what is this, what we use for this, why use this? No, Google Drive.
Store different type of data.
Now you can go and store any kind of data into your Google Drive. I can go and store my files. I can go and PDF. I can go and store my images, videos, any kind of data you can directly go and upload. In the same way, inside cloud, that is either AWS, Azure, or GCP, I want to go and store these kind of data. Those kind of data where any kind of data I can go and store is called as a data lake. It's also centralized repository where I can go and bring any kind of data into my particular data lake. But one of the disadvantages is it doesn't have anything called as a govern. You cannot go and work on top of the data directly. How we can work as a table, we cannot go and convert that into tabular format. These are the limitations which have. I can go and access my raw data, which can be used in my machine learning, any projects or data science project, or I can go and use into my reports. But again, if I need to convert it into a tabular structure, I need to make use of data warehouse where I need to go and connect to this particular data lake. If you have structured data, again, I'll be converting into data warehouse. Inside that, I'll convert into table structure, keep my data, and then I'll be using in my reports. Since this is one of the disadvantage, now I need to make sure that whatever the data is there in my data lake, again, I need to bring it to any of data warehouse. And if there are unstructured data, I cannot work on top of that, my unstructured data. That's where we got something called as a lake house architecture. Now, what are this lake house architecture? Now, lake house is where it's a combination of your data warehouse plus combination of your data lake. You keep each and every data in your data lake. Fine. Now, example for some of the data lakes are S3. It's one of the S3 bucket, which we say in AWS. We have Azure Data Lake Gen 2 and Google Storage. This is something called as an example for your data lake that we are having with respect to all these clouds. Now, since we are keeping our data here, I cannot go and maintain that anything metadata management or governance on top of my data. I use something called the lakehouse architecture. Now, there are certain things called as open table formats. Now, what are these open table formats? Are Hoodie, we have Iceberg, and we have Delta Lake. Now, these particular open table formats, they have this feature where I can directly go and access my particular whatever the data is there in a raw format. I will go and convert that into a structured data, and effectively I'll manage that particular governance or whatever the metadata management is there. I'll be able to go do that. That's the reason your Snowflake is no longer data warehouse. It can act as data warehouse, it can act as data lake, and also it can act as lakehouse. Now, since there are a lot of inbuilt features, you no need any of the open table formats also directly to work on top of your JSON data, Parquet data. All this data can be handled effectively inside your Snowflake. It acts as a lakehouse. But if I need to go and work on external open table format, your Snowflake will go and work effectively with something called as an Iceberg. Iceberg is one of the open table format where I can go and work along with my Snowflake, and I will go and effectively transform my data, anything from unstructured data to structured data, and then I store that particular data into my Snowflake. Whereas Delta tables are one of the open table formats that works effectively with respect to your Databricks. It is integrated well with your Databricks. That is the one who is responsible for maintaining your governance or metadata management inside your Databricks. Now, this is how your Snowflake is working. It is no longer a data warehouse. It started as a data warehouse, but now it acts as a lakehouse also. Now, if anyone comes and say Snowflake is a data warehouse, please say no, it is no longer a data warehouse. It has the efficiency to work as a lakehouse architecture also. Any doubt between these three architectures? That is data warehouse, data lake, and lakehouse.
So do you mean that now the Snowflake will be handled that unstructured data as well, right? So
Yeah. It will handle Parquet data, Avro data, JSON data, XML data. These all things will handle.
So the streaming as well, the streaming data we can.
Streaming, see, most of the things streaming don't have that continuous streaming kind of a things. There is something called a Snowpipe. If as soon as any data that comes into my this data lake, it will take that data. But not we need to effectively use that with some applications like Kafka, Kinesis, these are all the applications which we use, then only it will work effectively.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Are we good till now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what are the features of Snowflake? Why Snowflake is effectively used across particular any of the projects. Now, I don't want to bore you guys explaining each of the topics because we'll be having a lot of classes. We'll be going and seeing more than 15 to 20 use cases. We'll be going and seeing all these particular use cases one by one. But on the high level, I'll be going and explaining you what does your Snowflake do. Now, Snowflake is not only for your data warehouse or data warehousing, or it is not only for your data engineering work. There are certain things inside Snowflake. They have come up with something called the Cortex AI now. Now, using this particular Cortex AI, we can go and build your LLM models. We can go and build your applications using particular anything I need to go and build. I can go and build using data applications I can build. There is something called Streamlit app. Using that, I can go and build. I can exchange my data from one Snowflake to another Snowflake account effectively. I can use this as a data lake. I can use it as a data warehouse. Along with that, there is something called as a collaborative work. I can easily work with different teams. Since it's a cloud-based application, you will be given something called as a UI. I'll just go and log in into that particular website. In the same way, other people can also log in and you can collaboratively work with your Snowflake. The performance is optimized in such a way that you no need to worry. It will effectively take care of most of the part. You just need to configure a few things. It will take care of each and everything. I need to maintain my particular data. I need to maintain my database. I need to maintain based on my roles, certain things. I'll be able to maintain each and everything. Now, high availability. As I said, any data center you go and take one particular data center, there will be something called as 3 data center available for backup. In the same way, whenever you go and create Snowflake account, it's a highly available reason. It will be having also backup. You no need to worry. And on top of that, there is something called as a pay per usage. Now use only for 5 minutes. I'll go and pay only for 5 minutes. There are certain optimization part. There is something called optimized storage. Now, whatever the data you are storing inside your Snowflake as in the form of table, databases, and all, it will be stored in a compressed columnar format. Now, what is this columnar format? I'll be explaining in further classes. But if you have 1 GB of data, since it is compressed, it will go and store in around 250 MB of data. So what happens since it is storing in a compressed, the storage cost which you are giving, that also will be less. Now, there are certain serverless features which don't require you to configure any what was a power you require to do transformations and all. We have that particular issue things also. There is something called as now, as I said, we can go and work with semi-structured data or unstructured data, and there is something called the time travel and failsafe. We'll be having dedicated class for this. But what do you mean by time travel is earlier, whenever I used to work in something called the on-prem system, I have to make sure that if I am going and working, I have bringing my data, always there should be a something backup. It has to be taken and kept in another particular storage. Now, what used to happen since you're doing backup, you're increasing your storage cost. By mistake, if anything, a particular data has been deleted here. Now, again, I need to work with admin team. I need to raise tickets. I need to make sure that to bring that data, a lot of things I have to do. But using time travel, we'll go and define something called the retention time. Let's say I have defined retention time of 7 days. Now, within 7 days, if I have deleted, if I updated, if I inserted all that history of that particular on top of that particular table, whatever the changes are there, that changes I can revert using this particular time travel. Now, as I said, I need to go and take this backup. There will be what duplication of data, but there is something called as a cloning, which will eliminate this duplication of data. The storage cost will effectively decrease using our Snowflake. And we have something called as a caching. Now, if you remember, whenever you go and access any of your Google Cloud or anything with respect to Google, you are browsing anything, there will be storage of this cache inside. Now, if you try to access the same website again, it will bring from that cache and it will show this, we have already visited this particular website. We can go and reuse that. The same way, whenever you work with any data, all the transformations, everything, it will be cached in such a way that your whatever the power you are using to do transformation, that will be effectively reduced here. A lot of features are there with respect to Snowflake. One by one we'll be learning, but most of the things inside your Snowflake, where 80% of the time we'll be using Snowflake for data engineering work, where we are going and managing our data, we are keeping our data, we are transforming our data, and your Snowflake works effectively with something called a SQL. So whatever the code you write inside, if you know SQL, you know Snowflake, because each and everything that you do inside Snowflake is SQL. All we'll be implementing is features of Snowflake. There will be syntax. We have to learn that. And what are the different features of Snowflake? You are good to go with Snowflake. Snowflake is that easy to learn. Whereas your Databricks is where it mainly depends on one of the particular application called Spark, where you need to go and learn PySpark. Because most of the things inside your Databricks is worked with PySpark. There you need a knowledge of Python. You can work with Databricks with SQL also, but most of the things, where 70% of the things will be inside your Databricks, is done with respect to Python. So you need to know Python. Whereas here 80% is done with respect to SQL. 20% if you read Python also, Snowflake supports that. We have something called a Snowpark. I can go and work with respect to Python. This is a brief introduction about your features of Snowflake. But how I am going and effectively using my Snowflake in project. Now, this is a high level of project, how this particular project usually looks like. Just give me a minute. Okay, sorry for that. Now, any of your cloud-based application project, this is what they are going and following. Now we have different sources. I need to bring, now this is a source where I need to go and bring my data. Now to bringing any data, we have to do what? Data ingestion. Now this data ingestion can be real time, or it may be something called a batch oriented, or it might be something called incremental. Now what is this difference between this? Now batch oriented data is nothing but, let's say for every 5 a.m., every day morning from 5 a.m. I'm bringing my data from source. Whatever the data is there, today I have 10K records, I'll bring my data here. Tomorrow it came 11K records, I'll bring my data here. I'm not going and worrying anything. I just every day, whatever the change of data is there, in a batch wise, I'm bringing at that specific time. That is called as a batch loading. Now, what do you mean by incremental loading? Now, it is also a part of batch loading, but what happens now, if there is a change in 1K records only, I'll bring that 1K records. Instead of bringing whole 11K records, I'll only bring the change of records from previous day 5 a.m. to today's 5 a.m. Now, how to bring that all things? We'll be making use of data warehouse concepts, where we'll be implementing using code. Now, what do you mean by real time, or what do you mean by continuous data? Now, every 5 minutes, my data is generated. Every 5 minutes, it needs to come to my storage. That is called the real time. And for that, we'll be using certain tools. Now, to extract any data, we'll be using, as I said, ADF is one of the Azure based tool, which will go and connect with n number of sources. It will extract that data and it will bring. We have inside AWS Glue, which is mainly uses your PySpark, or there is something called the UI based virtual glue also, where you can go and connect and you can bring. Matillion is one of the ETL cloud ETL tools. Again, it is similar to that of your Azure Data Factory. It will go and connect, bring all the data into your storage. Now, Informatica is another tool. Now they have come up with the Informatica Cloud, where they can go and connect and bring. No, I don't want to do all these things. I want to do with Python. I can do with Python also, where I need to go and write a piece of code. It will bring all the data to your particular location. Python is one of the tools. It is similar to your Matillion and ADF. It also follows the same thing. But what is this Kafka? Kafka is streaming tool, which continuously, if I need to bring data for every 5 minutes, I'll use something Kafka. If I inside AWS, I use something called Kinesis. We have Kinesis. I'll use this particular Kinesis. Continuously, I'll bring that data. Now, what usually happens inside a project? They will come up with something called the landing layer or landing layer. Now, what is this landing layer is? It can be anything with respect to your data lake. Now, what data lake is there? That is your Azure Data Lake Gen 2 or S3, or we have something called the Google Cloud Storage. Now they are going and bringing everything and they will keep that particular data into one particular location. But what happens is here we might be having CSV data, JSON data, Parquet data, so many different types of formats is there. Now, if I have different file formats, now what happened? We have 10 different sources. I brought all that data and I keeping into one source. Now, for your Snowflake, is it better to go and connect to one source or always go and connect to 10 sources and bring the data, which is more effective?
One source will be effective.
Most of the time is
Okay. That's the reason they're going and bringing and keeping here. Now, one more advantage of keeping data into your data lake is your cloud storage are very, very cheap. And I know and have a something called a backup every time. Anyhow, we can go and again after a certain time, we can go and move this particular data into still more cheaper cloud storage areas. But I have something called a backup of my data and I'm storing my data and I'll be working to only one particular source. Now, either it might be AWS, either with respect to Azure, either it might be with the Google Cloud Storage. Now, since I have this particular data, but again, one of the disadvantages is what we have different file format. Now, inside my Snowflake, what I'll be doing is first, my main aim is to go and convert into a tabular format. Now, if we have all data into tabular format, is it easy to work or different file formats is easy to work?
It's easy.
too.
Now I have converted my tabular format. Now I will say that as a raw ingestion, whatever the data is there, I'll bring as it is, but now I converted that data into a tabular format. Now, once I have my data tabular format, there might be a lot of issues with my data. I need to go and check my nulls. I need to check my duplicates. I need to filter data. I need to add certain columns. So many aggregations I need to do. What are the things are there? I'll clean my data and I move into another database called Silver database. Now, since this particular database has come, for example, I have 100 tables. I've cleaned my data. I've brought 100 tables. But my business, whatever the business is there, they only require 20 tables or they need to go and join multiple tables and they need to come up with a business requirement table. So I'm going and creating one more particular schema or database where I'll do more transformations and I move. Now, this particular process where we are going and increasing our quality of our data from one particular layer to another layer is called as a medallion architecture or multi-hop architecture, where you first convert each and every data which are there in different file formats into one of the format that is in tabular format inside my first zone. We can call it as a bronze zone or first raw ingestion zone, where I'm converting all into one unique format, that is tabular format. As soon as I convert, I'll make a cleaning of that my data and I improve my quality of data and I'll move into silver layer. Now, once that quality of data is there based on my business requirement, I'll do all my joins, aggregations, more transformations, and I move on to the cloud layer. Now what happens advantage of this is now your Power BI team, if they want any more business requirement data, they can directly go and connect to this gold layer. No, I don't want to use. I want to use only clean data that is there in a proper format that I can come and connect to this particular silver layer. Now we have something called the data scientists. They don't want this gold layer. They can directly go and access here. They want something raw layer data, which is even though there are some issues and all, I need to build a data model on top of that. They can go and connect bronze layer. Now, based on my requirement, I'll be able to go and do all these things. Now, inside your Snowflake, we'll be doing these kind of transformations where we'll be first defining all our cleaning of data, we'll profile our data, we'll enrich our data, we'll govern our data, each and everything that we'll be doing, and then we'll improve our quality of our data inside our Snowflake. Same goes your Databricks also. Everything will come here. Instead of Snowflake, we'll be using Databricks, and the process will be done using something called a PySpark. This is a typical, I'm saying, 70% to 80% of the cloud related projects will be following this particular architecture where they are going and implementing each and everything. And based on the use case, they will be using that particular data from that particular each layers. Now, any doubt in this, how Snowflake is effectively used in projects?
So this medallion architecture is not just limited to Snowflake, right? It can be implemented anywhere.
Yeah, it's just a naming convention where we are following this. It's a process. It's not with respect to Snowflake. It is any cloud you take. You are implementing same in Redshift. Redshift is a competitor for Snowflake, which will be implemented in AWS. You can go and implement that. It's just a naming convention.
Okay.
Someone, yeah, Sunil.
Sagar, you told that time travel, right?
Hmm.
So for that one, like we need to pay any additional cost for that, or it
No,
should be with the price?
I'll talk more about that. We'll have a dedicated class because there are few things you need to understand, but it's one of the feature of Snowflake.
Okay, so yes.
Okay, fine. We'll have that in our next class. We'll start first with the time travel. Don't worry. Okay. Any doubts in the project? How it's work? Data engineering project. Are we good till now?
Yes.
Okay. Someone asked, right? Is the Snowflake?
Yeah. Yes. This one more question. The Snowflake, this bronze and silver and this you part you showed, no? And on the top of that, another thing is, that is data bricks, huh? Above 70 to 80% you have written, no? What is that difference like that? I didn't understand.
See, Databricks is competitor for your Snowflake. Snowflake is one of the tool and Databricks one of the tool. These are the two particular tools that are leading in market. Whatever you work with Snowflake is SQL based code you write. Whatever you work with Databricks, Python based code you write. Process remains same.
Okay. Python is easy to learn, right? Very small code we can write and.
Yeah, but it is not completely Python. It is Python plus Spark. That is PySpark. Now for Spark, you need to go and maintain a lot of code. You need to write effective code. So many things you have to do because it's a distributed system.
Okay. So compared to that, this Snowflake is easy if that coding is not interest or something like that, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Fine. Now one more thing is your Snowflake is a particular, as I said, it's a software as a service. It doesn't have anything with respect to storage. It doesn't have anything with respect to virtual machines. It has to depend on these particular cloud. Now, whenever you go and create any account, what happens? Either you have to go and create account on top of your AWS, either you go and create an account on top of Azure, either you go and create on top of your Google Cloud. Now, when you go and create a Snowflake account on top of this, in the back end, your Snowflake is going and creating all virtual machine storage, whatever it's required for doing your transformations, and it will be managed under that particular cloud. But you will be not having access to that particular cloud applications. It is Snowflake who is managing, and whatever the cost that is required to pay for that cloud, your Snowflake is paying, and they will go and charge whatever the features you used on top of that, they're charging you. It's like you have something called the retailer, you have a consumer, and we have someone who produces warehouse. Now, under from this, your Snowflake is going and buying certain things and it is selling to customer, and it will take some profit, whatever they need profit, they'll keep it, and they're going and paying that particular thing to that particular AWS might be, Azure might be, or Google Cloud. So your Snowflake, whatever you are having virtual machines, whatever you use, that will be everything is taken care in the backend since it's software as a service on these kind of applications. So in for now, you got started with AWS. Now you see there is less cost that is costing to Azure. We can move from AWS to Azure, but it's not that straightforward. A lot of things you have to do in the backend, but you can always move from one cloud to another. And if you are hosted something with AWS in the backend, always you can go and connect with, if your data is there in Azure, you can connect. If your data is there in cloud, Google Cloud, you can connect. But backend things, whatever will be there, it will be working on top of this particular clouds. Are we good? Are we good with this point?
Yes, Sagar.
Okay. Now, what is this DBT, Sagar? Fine, Sagar, you said DBT. What is this particular DBT? Now, inside Snowflake, whatever transformations you do, you have to go and use something called a programming SQL language. Now, if you use programming SQL language, because you done transformation, you need to automate that. So for that, you go and create store procedures. Now you make use of tasks. These all things. I need to task is nothing but I need to go and run this every 5 a.m. every day. I need to go and create a task. A lot of coding you have to do. And if you're doing a lot of program based things inside Snowflake, what happens? Some of the clients, they don't want to have this headache, because now every particular data engineering project will go from 5 to 6 months. Now, once you complete your project, you'll be moving into the next project. But as a client, as a something who they have to maintain this piece of code. And if you have written a complex code, they have to hire another person and they have to maintain this code also. When compared to traditional, it is much more cheaper, much more number of people will be reduced anyhow, but they have this particular headache. Now, what they say, I don't want this headache. What? You eliminate all these things. Give me simple SQL code where I'll go and write simple transformations using SQL. That will come and execute in my Snowflake, and that will transform, and that will implement my Mendelian architecture, and they move from one particular layer to another layer. That's where your DBT comes. DBT is a low code platform where you write a small modular code in SQL, that, or you make use of certain transformations inside your SQL. There are certain features that you can make use of, and whatever things you are executing inside DBT, it doesn't bring any data to DBT. It will go back to the data warehouse which you have hosted. How your something Snowflake is dependent on AWS or Azure or GCP, your DBT depends on one of the data warehouse or lakehouse. You can go ahead and host this DBT on top of Snowflake, Databricks, Fabric, Synapse, anything with respect to Teradata. These are all things where data warehouse or lakehouse is there. You can go and create your account of DBT. As soon as you run any code in DBT, it will go to that particular application on top of which you have hosted. It will execute that particular code there. So it has eliminated your big. Now you have written 100 lines of code inside your Snowflake. You can eliminate that to 5 to 6 line of code inside your DBT. That's the reason nowadays DBT is having a high demand, because a lot of projects, they want low code platform, and DBT is one of the tools which are responsible for doing only transformations inside your Snowflake. Now, Snowflake has come up with Snowflake plus DBT inside Snowflake only. Now, earlier we had to go and create a DBT account, and then we have to go and do. But now inside Snowflake UI only, they have given DBT transformations. Now, still it is a very early stage. A month before they have released this, these are in still preview states. It will take a year or two where it will effectively come and used by projects. But the future is for transformations is DBT, where it's very simple to write a code. You don't need to worry much about the coding. I'll write a simple line of code. Everything your DBT will take care. This is how your DBT works on top of your Snowflake. Any doubt in DBT?
Sagar, it's LOW low, or you said like NO no code? I mean, low code or no code?
Low code, not no code. We have to write coding, but it's a low code. Any doubts? Are we good?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. Now the same goes, one last slide. Same goes with your Azure. Now we have Azure. Whatever the things are there, my data is there in my Snowflake. I will make use of something called the Azure Data Factory. Now using this Azure Data Factory, I'll connect to my Snowflake, and then I'll run whatever the scripts are there, whatever the store procedures are there. I will orchestrate or build a pipeline into my Azure Data Factory. Now, what it is doing is you are eliminating little bit of coding inside your Snowflake for orchestration. You are doing that using Azure Data Factory. Everything it is going and executing in Snowflake only, but you are automated that pipeline using ADF, and we can effectively go and integrate our Snowflake with ADF. Nowadays, even for projects are mainly on AWS with respect to Snowflake, and there are around 30 to 40% projects are also there with Azure. And you have this particular combination of Azure and AWS. Always there is a plus point. So it won't take much time to learn ADF also, because it's very easy to learn and very easy to integrate. So we'll be learning our projects on Azure as well. This is how your typical Snowflakes look like, how it is hosted inside a project, how usually company make use of Snowflake, and why it is having high in demand in current market standards. If you guys have any doubts, please let me know.
So Snowflake has its own orchestrator, or ADF uses as a orchestrator?
No, ADF we are using as orchestration. Inside Snowflake, you want to do, you have to use something called the task. This task will take care, but you have to write a code to orchestrate.
Okay.
Okay, here you are doing drag and drop tools inside ADF.
Okay.
Any other doubts?
So we can use external orchestration tool also, right? Like
Yeah.
Airflow.
Yeah. Inside Airflow, we will be using Python. You have to write a Python code to orchestration.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the biggest advantage of Snowflake is it goes and connect any tool you use. Matillion, it will connect. Informatica, it will connect. Python, it will connect. ADF, it will connect. Google Cloud, it will connect. Whatever tool you use, Snowflake will integrate smoothly with all the tools. Are we good?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, just a minute. Let me see. Did I add that? Okay. Now, let me quickly show that. Okay. Now, once you come and access our website, go to courses. Now, if you don't have anything account, you can just go and click ksrdatavision.com. Go and create a small account. As soon as you go and create, just give your email and your phone number, you'll be able to go and create an account. Now, as soon as you go and create, there is something called as a courses. Click on courses and click on upcoming courses. Now, under upcoming courses, there is something called as Snowflake free classes for upcoming 5 classes. You come and click here. As soon as you come and click, let it load. Now for you, it will be showing that access for the first time. Since I have access, it will show enroll for you show as enroll. Since I have already access enrolled, it will show me access the course. Now, as soon as you come to access the course, you will be getting all the links for next 5 classes here. Each and everything. If you come and say click on sessions, you'll be having that classes. Whatever the next 5 classes are there, you'll be able to get that. Now all the things are there. Now under particular your Snowflake, there is something called the modules here. Now, as soon as you click on modules, this is what whole particular, whatever the, you can go and click this roadmap also. Whatever the things we are learning in our course, each and everything is there here. And if you come and see content section, we can go and see all the contents, whatever the syllabus, whatever we are going to teach, each and everything is there here. But today's your main task will be go and see here, create Snowflake account. As soon as you click on create Snowflake account, a particular Word document is there. You copy this particular, whatever things is there, or you go and click this, a particular Snowflake trial page will come. Now, why you use this is, it is something it will give you 120 days. We can always go and create Snowflake free trial and it will give, but it will be only for 30 days. Don't use that. Use this 120 days free trial. Just give your phone number, name. No need to give phone number, name, last name, work, your correct email address, and follow each and everything that is there under this particular whatever things are given. Go and create on top of AWS, create any particular region, create your account, and what are these additions and all, I'll come and explain tomorrow. You'll get something called as a activate. Go and activate. As soon as you go and activate, you will be able to go and log in. To log in any Snowflake, now as soon as you come and log in, they will be giving this particular IDs. Click on that particular ID, whatever your username and password you are given, go and click on that. This is how you go and directly use Snowflake. when we come back tomorrow, I'll show you what all these features, everything. We will be coming and working everything here, and you will be given 120 days free trial, and they will be giving 400 credits. So until this particular credits is over, we can go and use this particular account, or else you can go and use for 120 days. Can you do this today?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a question.
Hmm.
So we are creating the account on top of AWS, right? But when we want to study about Azure and other things, like how will we?
Now we'll be creating again accounts there. You will have free accounts, so no need to worry.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But if you already used, again, you have to use different credit card, email IDs and all. But AWS will give you 6-month free trial, where they will give around $100 to $200, and ADF will give around 30 days free trial.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that will be no cloud. We will be not spending anything. Everything will be doing on free edition only.
Okay.
So one quick question. So today is there any prerequisites do we need to learn before joining this course?
Okay, just a minute. Now, usually, just a minute, I'll show you. Now, this is our module. Okay, usually we teach each and everything, and it will go for, let me just. Now, each and everything we teach from start, and it will go for 5.5 months. Okay, now we have completed. We usually take enrollment before SQL, Python, and Snowflake, and we have completed now SQL and Python. These recorded sessions are there for now, but now you want to go and attend live classes. 8 a.m. we are having in the morning SQL class taken by another trainer. Each and everything what I thought, even he will be teaching same, because SQL is same across all our courses. And if you want to learn Python, evening 8 p.m. we are having Python classes that is just got started in 2 days before. You can go and attend these live classes. No, I don't want to go. You can go and learn recorded sessions. No, I want to learn whatever you have done from my hand as a live classes. When I can get started with next live class with respect to SQL and Python, we can go and come and attend that time also. But for Snowflake, you need to know little bit basic concept of SQL now, because next 10 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks, we'll be only working on SQL. So if you have idea on SQL, that's more than enough.
Okay.
Okay, but when I come to something called as PySpark and all, it will be after 3 months will be coming here. Here you need to come and you need to be perfect with Python, because everything is in Python and PySpark.
Okay.
Okay, and our course is for 5.5 months. Now we have completed around 1.5 months. Next 4 months more month will be there, and first 1.5 months will be given as recorded session. Or if you want to go and attend any of the live classes from different batches, you can always go and attend. Or else, when I go and start my next batch, you can always go and ask access for that also. That will be given. Your classes will be 6:45 to 8 a.m. Monday to Saturday, not every Saturday, 1 or 2 Saturday in a particular month, I'll be going and taking, and this is how we'll be going. Now we are into phase 3. For next 8 to 10 weeks, we'll be learning Snowflake DBT and Matillion. If you want, you can come and learn. We'll be giving Matillion as a recorded sessions. This is one of the additional tool we are giving. If you want, you can come and always add another tool. Okay, this is not all projects are using Matillion. Less number of projects are using, but if you have that, that's an additional tool. It's around 10 to 12 hours. You can, whenever you get time, we can go and see. It's a very easy to learn tool. Now, once you finish your Snowflake DBT, you'll be getting started with interview. Some people will be having got 3 months of notice period and all. They can't wait until end of the course. Here only we'll be getting started. And here we'll be going and doing 2 projects. Inside our Snowflake, we'll go and build end-to-end framework kind of a project, which will go for 8 to 10 hours. Completely a dynamic project. It's not a simple project. We'll be writing dynamic codes. We'll be writing store procedures. We'll be building end-to-end project inside our Snowflake, which is like a real-time project, which I've implemented in my project. I'm bringing a part of that. I'm trying to explain you how it works. And we'll be solving more than 15 plus use cases inside our Snowflake, real-time use cases. And once that is done, we'll go and learn DBT. And inside DBT also we are going and implementing one project that will go for 3+ hours. There also will be implementing more than 10+ use cases. Now after that, I'll be showing for 2 weeks, it will go ADF, how to orchestrate your pipeline using Airflow, how to orchestrate using ADF, along with for Snowflake, I'll be showing that. And here we'll be building around 6 to 10 pipelines. Okay, we'll be building pipelines, we'll extract data from on-prem, we'll bring how all these things we'll be doing here. And then we'll come to whatever the PySpark part is there. We'll be learning that with respect to Databricks. Now, Databricks, each and everything I'll be not teaching. Whatever is required. Now, your main aim will be Snowflake. You add little bit on Databricks, it's always advantage for you. Now, we'll go as a multi-cloud data engineer. So whatever is required for you to work as a data engineer projects, each and every features that are widely used, I'll be going and teaching with respect to PySpark with Databricks. Along with, there is something called a Snowpark. Now, Snowpark and PySpark, 95% of the code is same. So we'll be learning parallel. We'll see how it is executed in PySpark, the same code, how it executes in Snowpark. So you know both Snowpark and PySpark. Along with when we'll be learning this, we'll be learning open table formats called Delta tables and iceberg tables, because these are the widely used open table formats. We'll learn about that. And once this is done, we'll come with AWS. We'll integrate each and every project with AWS. Now, for PySpark and Snowpark, again, there will be one project that will go 3+ hours. When we come back to AWS, it will go and learn each AS3, Glue, Lambda, Kinesis, Step Function, Event Bridge, SNS, SQS, RDS. And if required, I'll give introduction to Redshift. Not required because Snowflake is widely used now. That is what you need to go and concentrate. Just I'll give some introduction to Redshift, and I'll be implementing project that will go up to 6 to 8 hours end to end. We'll go and build, and we'll be bringing every data from using AWS from on-prem to our Snowflake architecture. Now, these all things will be done, and then we'll be slowly going, and we'll be solving a lot of real-time use cases. Each and everything, whatever I'll be doing, will be practical, and it is not as easy. I'm saying because data engineering is not as easy as other. If you put that little bit efforts for next 4 months, for sure, you'll be having a lot of job openings. Data engineering is the only job now having a lot of demand, and you will be getting a lot of calls for this. This is how your plans look like. If you have any doubt here, let me know.
Sagar, a little different question, but onto this topic only. Like, how were the certifications? Like, whenever you are going for any of the interviews, they'll be asking certification as in a criteria, right? So, how this?
Where do you stay? May I know? Which do you stay in India?
Yes.
In India, it's not much of more headache. If you are staying in US or any other country, the certification plays much more role. Now, why I usually don't prefer certification is here you will be paying 20K, 25K just to get that certification, and not much that much be useful, because they see when you go to any company, right? They only give amount to clear that certification. I always say if company is providing you sponsorship, go and clear the certification. You'll be having always advantage. But
Yes.
in India, that's not much. I would say concentrate on more that. But once we do our course, you can go and target AWS data engineering certification. You can do Snow Pro certification. You can do DBT certification.
Okay. The question is like any material kind of any suggestions will be given on the on this topic. Okay.
Yeah. We will share any dumps. Everything is there. I will be sharing. Don't worry.
Done. Thanks.
Yeah. Any other doubts?
Yes, Sagar. Do we have a separate dedicated group for Snowflake discussion?
Yeah, once you join a particular batch, right? One particular WhatsApp group is there. We'll be adding that. Whatever your doubts, everything will be, you can ask there, or you can connect with me also. We'll be there always to support. The support team will be there.
Okay, and you said about SQL 8 AM class and Python 8 PM class. So how to enroll for it?
Once you enroll, Mahesh will be there to help you out. He'll be giving access. You can directly go and connect with our admin. He will give access.
Yeah, okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Sure. Any other doubts?
Sagar, Prasad here. Like, I already had offer on Azure, and couple of companies are asking like Databricks, like Snowflake combination. So with this, like, I can get like even better offers, right? I mean,
yeah, always. Whenever you add Snowflake plus Databricks, it's a high demand. Nowadays, now I'm saying in future, let's say in 1 or 2 years, they will not see you if you have worked with Azure, you have worked with AWS. They will see if you have worked with Snowflake, or you have worked with Databricks. Any of these particular tools are there, you are always will be having job opportunities.
Yeah, thanks, sir.
Any other doubts?
Sagar, this is Surya regarding the
Yeah.
course. So you mentioned this 1.5 months already, like
Hmm.
1.5 month course will be having some recording videos.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not only recording, guys. Like you can join even the live because the SQL and Python, it's almost a common concept in the KSR. Almost most of the courses we have SQL and Python. So SQL, example, if you need 8 o'clock, we are starting one more batch today. It started with the SQL only. That is for data analytics. But SQL is common for data science or data engineering or data analytics. You can join SQL live there, and you will get a record as well. And Python in the evening, one more data engineering, that is Azure engineering, is going on. If you want Python concepts, you can join there. Or else, once this concept is completed, Sagar will start again. So you can join again SQL and Python. It's not mandatory to learn first, actually, while going with the Snowflake.
Oh, got it.
Got it, right? So these two
Thank you.
concepts are very common. That's the reason we are taking admission in between also. And also Snowflake will join by already who are data engineers, who are already data analysts also. So that's the reason we are taking admission in mid. So later lengthily it is. Hope you got it right. Any questions? So three options. We will get a record and you can join live in any other courses for these two topics, SQL and Python. Data science also we have a Pythons and SQL, and that also going to be starting 19th onwards on 19th January and the evening time. SQL and Python, these two topics is first there. You can complete those classes in the evening 8 o'clock. Morning 6:45 this one and evening 8 o'clock that one. If time permits to. Yeah,
Okay.
all these materials you can able to see here.
Now if you come and see, we have added each and every materials. Okay, for Snowflake. Now each and every topic, whatever I do, that related to that particular materials, code, each and everything will be shared. And once we do our project also, it's not like simple project. Now project related, anything with respect to project related questions, whatever the things, assignments. Now a lot of assignment, mostly there will be around 40 plus assignments. Each and every based on topics, once we complete, assignments will be there. For example, implementing of that. Now, once I'll be providing you particular document and you need to come and use that particular document and upload that particular document. There will be document, just a minute. Ash, where is that document? Download assignment file. Now, as soon as you download assignment file, you'll be having that particular document like this. Will be give assignment like this. You have to go implement each and everything step by step will be giving, because everything is real time. It's not like simple things will be going and will be completing, because whatever the knowledge we are giving, it will be 5+ nearly years of experience you can show in data engineer, and along with project also. For example, this is a project. Now each and everything, how your projects look like, interview related questions. Now, what is a business requirement document? What all things are there? Now, how your sprint planning is there? Each and everything will be giving, so that you can explain your project also inside your interview. Any other doubts? Are we good?
Yeah, Sagar, which SQL database we are going to prefer, MySQL or any other?
MySQL. Because it's very easy to install and easy to work. And almost code whatever you write in MySQL is Snowflake related code. Okay, no more questions? Okay, we have 4 more demo class. We'll meet tomorrow at same time at 6:45.
Yeah.
If you have any issues or any doubts, please reach out to Mahesh or any other admin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apart from technicalities, maybe if you have any other questions, maybe you can ask me related to placements or else like any other things. So we can able to help you. Mostly here already working professionals, but still how we can able to showcase the Snowflake experience and these kind of any questions you have, I will be available now. Sagar, maybe you can join and I will be there. So you can ask me guys questions. Ajay, Amit, Chandu, Colin.
So like we'll be having daily classes, right? So
Daily,
if we
Monday to
have some
Friday, same time. Yes, Surya. So
same time.
6:45 to 8 o'clock, 8:15
So
almost.
okay, if we have any doubts or something like that, how
So
we
for
need to
doubts like
contact Sagar?
Surya, doubts or sometimes what happened, right? We won't get while class. While we are practicing, you will get a doubts, right? So for that, what we're doing, like we have a separate WhatsApp group only for the regular students. And we have on our within application also, we have a community as well. So you can raise your
Mhm.
questions there. Our trainer will be there, myself will be there, and some mentors also will be there who are already working in Snowflake and acting as a mentor to give the answers or queries for that.
Okay.
So that group will be active by 24 by 7 reason we have students from all over the globe. We have students from US and Canada, Mexico, UK. So
Mhm.
someone will be active at that time and we can able to take support from our students also. Maybe you can remember in our childhood days. So mostly sometimes our friends only will help us for the small queries and doubts. It's a kind of virtual classroom here.
Yeah, like after these 5 sessions only, we'll be getting
Yes,
access to that WhatsApp channel.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Separate group it will be there, not channel. Channel you are already there in the bulk group, but only for this class, like this particular class, we have separate group. Only the regular
Okay.
students only will be there. Example, now 20 people are there. All these 20 people will be there in that group. So because you are going with the same kind of class, maybe same kind of practice will be there. So it will be easy for you.
Got it. So so I need to register in that data vision
Yes,
application
yes,
network.
yes,
Got it.
yes. So once you
Yeah.
comfortable with all the four sessions, you can check the all the classes. If you really felt yes, these classes are good, then you can pay the fees and you can continue further.
So how many days the recording will be available for us? Like
Usually it's a
can
one
we
year, but after 1 year, if
1 year?
need, we can extend with a small call. I need to be understand any issue. My intention within a year, you should get a place and you should become expert in that skills. If not, means I will think like it's an issue from my side or your side.
Most probably from outside only.
No, no, we need to be validate. Like sometimes what happens, some people I will frequently we will interact with the students while they are attending interviews. I will get to know if any question apart from our curriculum, if we got to know means we will try to implement that in the next batch at least. Material when we started our first Snowflake batch, it is only for 2 months.
Okay.
SQL, Snowflake, DBT, that's it. Now SQL, Snowflake, Snowpark, DBT, Matillion, Azure, AWS. So
Okay.
Python also not the part of the Snowflake course when we actually started.
Got it.
So we will interact with the students frequently. Even now, I getting call from one of students. She got a offer and but she have some query about the BGV or something.
Mhm.
Right, frequently like during this time, right, I will interact with the students like what kind of questions they should see and any questions which apart from our content, we'll try to interact with them. Also for mock interview, we built our own tool, Clear My Interview. So this will help you to stimulate your interview. If you given the JD of your company and the resume, it will shoot the questions depends on the JD. It will predicting at least 45% of the questions going to be asked in the your next interview.
Is there anything AI integrated for that one?
Yeah, I will show you how it works.
Okay. Okay.
Let me know if you are able to see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, so right. So this will be the tool. So you can able to upload your resume, and depends on your resume, it will shoot the questions. And we have a separate interview practice also. It's a before course completion. If you example, if you know only few topics, in which domain you are working currently?
Currently, I'm into SRE and DevOps.
DevOps. Okay. Your total experience around
12 years.
12 years. Okay. Let me keep it in a mid level only from the DevOps point of view. In DevOps, which concepts you are more strong?
Kubernetes and Cloud AWS.
It's correct only. Can I spelling? I'm not sure.
AUB, Kubernetes.
Okay. I'm taking the technical way. I'm not opening my
Okay.
camera. Actually, camera option also will be there. It's too early morning. I can't show my face now. Okay. So it will turn on the camera also. It will take an interview like a real human. Let me try this.
Explain the difference between a Kubernetes deployment and a stateful set, and when would you use each?
You have any idea about this on the question, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, you are able to answer. I will text or else.
One second.
Yeah, because your
I'll
voice
go.
maybe it won't capture in the different system, right?
Yeah, one second. One second. Give me a minute. Sorry.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, can I ask a question?
Yes, yes, you can ask me.
Oh, so since we are the freshers, so just
Mm.
graduated.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so so this Snowflake, this DBT, and all these are the new terms. So how when will be the next batch will start like the from the basics, like the seven Sagar said, right? SQL and the Python, you need to get
So next
more
batch
comfort.
means it's maybe in the Feb end. Currently, one batch is going on in 8/15. So that batch
Mm-hmm.
will take at least 1.5 months to finish. So once that finish, we can start again. So as you are fresher, right? What I can suggest you, you can join now. If you are not
Mm-hmm.
comfortable and you need to want to join again, you can switch your batch to 8/15. So if you are
8:15 in the
attending
sense
twice
new.
also, that's fine, right, for you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
just need starting the SQL and the Python
Yeah,
like
that's fine. Now you
basics.
can join from the Snowflake. Once
Okay.
8/15 batch will start in Feb end.
Okay.
He told me around 40 days it will take to finish the current batch. So once the
Okay.
batch starts, like you can switch your batch to 8 o'clock batch.
Okay.
Okay. So the SQL and Python, maybe if you are comfortable, Snowflake, not mandatory to know SQL first, actually. Snowflake is a different term. It's not mandatory, but to do a complete project, yes, we need to be know all the concepts. But only Snowflake point of view, not required SQL to know at this moment.
Okay.
And one
So
more
we
thing,
can
even not
switch.
only fresher,
Mm-hmm.
now who are working in DevOps also, for him also it's a new for DBT and Matillion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, understood.
Yeah.
Okay. So even though when we continue in this batch, we can switch our batch whenever
Yes,
that
yes,
batch was
yes. You
started.
can, yeah.
We can
Course we can't,
listen.
but batch you can. Yes.
Yeah. Course, that's understood. Okay, batch. So
Yes.
if that batch was started at 8:15, like the again it will start from the sequel, right?
Yes.
Again, the
SQL.
Snowflake will classes will be there in that class
Yes,
also.
yes, it will be there.
Wi-
You can join continuous. So the
Oh,
Snowflake,
okay.
you maybe will get a chance to attend twice.
Oh, okay. Understood. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. You got any answer, sir? Okay. Let me try to answer. Are you there? So, what's your name? Okay, no worries. Let me try to answer this one. I'm not sure, but I'm trying to give the answer. A development is used to stateless application pod are intouchable and have a random names and don't keep the identity. If pod is a deleted, a new one is created with a new name called deployment, supply easy rolling updates and scaling. Use a deployment for web apps, APIs, microservices where no POD specific state is required. Stateful set is used for a stateful application. Each pod has a stable identity, fixed name or host name, and present storage that stays even the pod starts. Pods are created, updated, and delete the specific order. It's a processing actually. It will take your answer and depends on your answer, it will shoot the next question. It's evaluating the answer. It won't give the random questions actually.
Describe the role of the Cuba scheduler in Kubernetes.
Okay. So this will be the second question. I will try with only 2 questions. Okay. The Kubernetes scheduler is a kube scheduler is responsible for deciding which node a newly created pod should run on. It watches for pods that have no assigned node and select the best node based on available resources and constraints. It's evaluating. Okay. I'm submitting.
Explain how Kubernetes handles rolling updates for deployments and the purpose of readiness probes in this process.
Okay. So it will download your video. You can able to verify how you responded there, and you can also view report as well. You can see your report, what question it's asked, and what's my answer, and what the score and the feedback. The candidate demonstrate a basic understanding of the difference between deployment and stateful sets. So it's giving completely like a human kind of touch. You can see the response contains some grammatical errors and could be structured better. So later it's giving the recommendation you have to do the more practice. So imagine if you are taking 10 times of this interview, you can able to clear actual interview easily, right? And also tomorrow, if you have an interview with a particular company, you can able to take the JD of that company and you can try to practice the same. The second question's answer, feedback it is. You can see the negative feedback here. However, the answer is somewhat disorganized. Means I given half answer only. The Kubernetes, it may pick as a coconut shader. So it's giving all these feedbacks. Right. So you can able to do multiple practice. It will be easy to clear interview. It will give more confidence instead of cheating in interview. Nowadays, maybe you can see a couple of applications how to cheat in an interview it's showing. But if you went to the offline, it is not easy. So instead of cheating in interview, we can try this multiple times. Right? Yeah, Surya, you joined. Okay. I didn't see. You guys also can try meanwhile. It is a AA interview hub with name. Actually, we are renaming it as a clearmyinterview.aa. So for now, it's named as a AA Entry Hub. I will share the link. You guys can try. It's anyway 3 interviews. It's a free. I will keep in chat.
I have a doubt.
Yes.
So you people just guide for any career switch or any
Yes.
guidance counseling you will take?
Yes. You can ask me your career. I can guide you.
Okay. The thing is, I was working as a data analyst.
Mhm.
Then now it is not completely data engineer, but
Mhm.
it is into that.
Mhm.
So we'll take flat files and we will do all ETL and we will push into our DB. And
Yes.
it is completely on premises. The thing is,
Mhm.
I'm working in my client location.
Yes.
So
Okay.
my client is located in different location and I am in different location working with client as they are into pharma.
Mhm.
So everything is on prime.
Mhm.
From that clean data, I am again building the dashboards.
Okay.
So this is what I have been doing from my parent company.
Mhm.
But now recently I got an opportunity from the client only.
Okay.
As my master's was in AI only, but I was not interested in that at that moment.
Mhm.
And I was not pretty good at like depth coding, and I was not into that. So I chose data.
Mm-hmm.
So now they are like they asked for a dashboard, one project. So that we have completed, but due to customization from other end users, so we have switched into application.
Mm-hmm.
So we have developed an application. An intern guy came using AI and all. We have developed. They are
Mm-hmm.
wanted to integrate AI also in that, like
Mm-hmm.
AI chatbot in
Yes,
that app.
yes. Mm-hmm.
So, as my majors was in AI, so
Mm-hmm.
they are asking me to, like, if possible, if you can train LLM and all those things,
Mm-hmm.
I can give a chance like that.
Yes,
They are asking.
yes. It's actually a good
So
thing. If possible, better you can take this chance because nowadays every concept, even the Snowflake also moving towards the AI concepts as well. The Copilot, maybe in Power BI, if you are using Copilot, you are aware, right? It's in a
yeah, yeah.
kind of chatbot only. We can able to fix from the end users. The most of the reports can able to make automate and easy way.
Oh,
So if they are giving internal chance, I can suggest you accept that.
okay,
So now LLM and RAG model we are going to be implement even in a data engineering level as well.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like because I thought of taking up this Snowflake data engineering course.
Mm-hmm.
In between, this came up, so
Mm-hmm.
I stuck in between whether to give a chance to that or take up the Snowflake data engineering and continuing in this.
Yeah.
So the,
Data engineer, data analyst, and this data scientist. These three people will work together in real time.
yeah,
So you can learn data engineering as well. And if you got opportunity internally, learn their RAG and LLM models, and you can implement these two together, and we can go in the real time. You
okay,
can get better opportunities outside as well.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
got
can
you.
mix it like if you have all these multiple concepts, it will be good for you.
Oh, okay, because earlier this was a negative point
Mhm.
there when I gave an
Yeah,
interview.
accept that one. And internally, if you are learning, it will be very easy for you actually. So LLM and drag learn there, and data engineering you can finish there. When you are going outside, you can keeping all these projects, right?
Yeah,
So when you have a three kind of roles, no one can beat you. Easily, you will get opportunities.
okay. So here also you are introducing that
Mhm.
LM and RAG.
Okay. Even Copilot, that AI concepts going to be handled in your classes also. Even though we are not promised initially, but we are adding in this batch.
Okay. So this LLM and RAG, it will be added to this course or it will be
Not
separate?
LLM and RAG, only Copilot at this moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All the best. Look, you can proceed with that as well, and you can learn data engineering. So when your profile mixed of data analyst, data engineer, and data science, that are RAG models, right? So it
Yeah.
will be very easy to get in a better package as well. And with the competitors, right? So you will get
Yeah.
a better choice than your competitors.
Okay. Sure.
So
Thank you.
as per market standards, we have to be change our skills.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Like there we need to no need to build complete AI application, right?
No, it's a requirement based. Like entire data science or AI, we can't learn in a lifetime also.
Okay, okay.
So it depends on the requirement. We have to be work on that particular topic or particular requirement.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions, guys? Or else we'll meet tomorrow. We are same link you joined today that works for tomorrow as well at 6:45. We can meet. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye. Colin, you have anything?
Nothing at all. Just thanking you for the session.
Thank you.
Well, it was very informative. Thanks.
Yeah. We'll meet tomorrow then. Yeah. Bye.
Awesome.